evening. Today is October 23rd, and this is The View with Catherine Chang. Today's topic is the final debate of Donald Trump and Joe Biden. First, in a final debate today, the China smoking gun email becomes the main focus. Even the email recipient, we can see that this is Tony Bobulinski, was there in the debate. But I think both Donald Trump and Joe Biden kind of withhold their fires today. They didn't really get into the deep questions. Why? Here are some points. A, Trump directly pointed out Biden's son's investment in China at around 9:30 a.m., but he didn't mention the name of Tony Bobulinski. He just said that somebody just had a news conference a little while ago who was essentially supposed to work with you and your family. He asked Biden to explain, and then Biden only replied, "I have never taken a penny from any foreign source ever in my life." However, Biden didn't deny that he got the 10% dry share from the China Sino-Hawk holdings. According to Bobulinski's press conference 3 hours before the debate, and he said that there was a partnership between the CEFC, China Energy, 中国华信能源, and Biden family, and they formed a Sino-Hawk holdings, 华英控股, and Bobulinski is the CEO. And he specifically pointed out the big guy got 10% of the dry share, and the big guy is Joe Biden. But Biden said that my son has not made money from China, and the only one who made money from China is this guy. And he was referring to Donald Trump. But I have to say that it's kind of weird because Bobulinski said that Hunter Biden is the one who is constantly withdrawing money from the Sino-Hawk fund. B, what about Trump's China bank account? Well, Trump admitted that he did open a bank account in China in 2013, but he closed it in 2015 and later decided to run for the presidential election. It's not like Biden, and Biden took money from China when he was the vice president of the United States. C, I think Trump just downplayed economic behaviors of Biden and his son in China. Why? There's a saying that there will be more evidence from Bobulinski on Saturday night. And D, in fact, the 2020 U.S. presidential election is very special because both candidates focus on Taiwan and China. As I mentioned yesterday, Biden op-ed the World Journal 世界日报 yesterday, and he said he will deepen the ties with Taiwan and also praise Taiwan as a leading democracy and technology powerhouse. Obviously, he's playing the Taiwan card. As to the issue of China, Biden said that our approach to China will focus on boosting American competitiveness. I think Biden trying to wash out the pro-China image. He emphasized that U.S. interests should be the highest priority. E, I think Trump's performance today is better than Biden. Why? Because in the last debate, Trump seemed to be out of control. Today, he's kind of controlled himself pretty well. As to Biden, well, he said that he's never intervened in his son's business. But is he lying? If what Rudy Giuliani said is true, there will be a major revelation about Biden's 10 days before the election, and that will be around tomorrow, which is almost the same time that Bobulinski is going to have the press conference. Here are the top stories. Today, we have 0 confirmed cases. Today is the 2020 final U.S. presidential debate, Biden versus Trump. First, on the China topic, Donald Trump said that China is paying. They are paying billions and billions of dollars. I just have 28 billion U.S. dollars to our farmers. As to Biden, when moderator asked him, if you are president, would you make China pay? And Joe Biden responded back and said, what I would make China do is to play by the international rules. But I think Joe Biden didn't really answer the question specifically. Why? Because, what he did, what does it mean about saying international rules? And what if China don't follow the rules? What will he do? On the foreign influence on the U.S. presidential election topic, Biden said that it's clear that Russia has been involved and China too, to some degree. They will pay a price if I am elected because they are interfering with the American sovereignty. However, Trump fought back and talked about the case in Russia. And he said that Joe got $3.5 million from Russia, and it came through Putin. But, Biden just said that I didn't get anything from anybody. And he also said, my son has not made money from China. The only one who made money from China was this guy. On the tax and China issue topic, Biden said, I've released all my 22 years of my tax returns. What are you doing and what are you hiding? The foreign countries are, kind of paying you a lot, and China is paying you a lot. And China is building a new road to a golf course you have overseas. So what is going on? Release your tax return or stop talking about corruption. And Trump fought back and said about the accusation. And he said that I'm going to release them as soon as we can. I want to do it. People were saying $750. I asked them a week ago. I prepaid millions and millions of dollars in tax. And as to the COVID-19 pandemic topic, shutting down and a mask are the issue. Trump said that we close up the greatest economy in the world in order to fight this horrible disease from China. And Biden kind of fired up and said that 220,000 Americans dead. Everyone who's responsible for that many deaths should not remain as president of the United States. And Trump gave his promise and talked about the vaccine. And he said we have a vaccine that is coming. It's ready. It's going to be announced within weeks. And the companies, Johnson & Johnson, Moderna, and Pfizer, are in the development stages of the vaccine. And Biden just took out the black mask and waved in the sky. And Biden said that, he said, if we just wore these masks, as the president's own advisor has been told him, we could save lives. But Trump just blamed China and said that it's not my fault, and that the virus came here is China's fault. Well, what happened after this debate? Well, you can see that the latest poll here, CNN, which is considered to be a little bit pro-Biden, is that Biden got 53% of the votes on who won the debate, and Trump got 39%. However, on the contrary, Fox News, cited from the News Nation Now, showed that Trump got 74% of the votes and Biden got 24%. So there's a huge gap between the polls. So we will see what happened. On the other hand, both President Xi and President Tsai said something today. China's President Xi Jinping said that China is ready to fight. We can see that Chinese President Xi Jinping made remarks at a meeting commemorating the 70th anniversary of the Chinese People's Volunteers Army entry into the North Korea in the war to resist U.S. aggression and aid Korea. He said that now the Chinese people have been united and don't trigger our anger. If we are irritated, we are not easy to handle. I think this message is kind of passed to the United States. And President Tsai attended 2020 Global Health Forum in Taiwan. And she said that no unitary country has a right to use political factors to undermine global efforts to prevent the epidemic. I think President Tsai said is kind of referring to China for blocking Taiwan's participation in the WHO. In the end, Tony Bobulinski had a press conference today, and he said something important in the press conference. There are three major items. First, he said, I am the CEO of Sinohawk Holdings, which was a partnership between the Chinese company CEFC China Energy and the Biden family. And second, he said, I have heard Joe Biden said he's never discussed the business with Hunter. That is false. I directly deal with the Biden family, including Joe Biden. And third, he talked about at my approximately hour-long meeting with Joe that night, we discussed about the whole thing, Joe Biden's family business plan with the Chinese, which he has plenty familiar, at least at a high level. We know that Bobulinski is going to have the press conference this Sunday morning, Taipei Thai. I think everybody's waiting for his press conference. And we will talk about it more next Monday. This is The View with Catherine Chang. I hope you have a nice weekend, and I'll see you next Monday. Bye.